Welcome to LLM Prompting with Gemini. From fundamentals to application. In today's rapidly evolving landscape of artificial intelligence, large language models, which is LLM, like Google Gemini, are revolutionizing how we interact with the technology and create content. But merely having access to these powerful models isn't enough to truly unlock their potential. You need to master the art of science of prompt engineering. This comprehensive course is designed to guide you from the foundational concepts of LLMs and Gemini's unique capabilities to advanced prompting techniques and real-world application. Whether you're a developer looking to integrate AI into your projects, a content creator aiming to streamline your workflow, or are simply curious about how to get most out of Gemini, this course will equip you with all the essential skills. We'll explore everything from basic prompt structures and controlling output parameters to sophisticated techniques like chain of thought prompting and fine tuning for specific use cases. Get ready to transform your understanding and practically application of LLM prompting with Gemini. Now let's take a quick look at what we'll be covering today. Firstly, we'll start by introduction to Gemini. We'll cover what is it, core architecture and key features. Next, we'll be diving into the practical side with basic prompt technologies for Gemini. These sections will lay the foundation for crafting effective prompts to get the desired outputs. Building on that, we'll explore advanced prompting techniques. Here, we'll discuss more sophisticated strategies to unlock Gemini's full potential for complex tasks. Then we will see Gemini's in action for text generation and summarization. We'll explore how it can be used to create compelling content and distill information effectively. Following that, we'll delve into Gemini's for question answering and code generation. You will see how Gemini can serve as a powerful tool for retrieving information and even assisting in software development. After understanding these applications, we'll move into a crucial topic, which is evaluating and improving prompts. Because getting a great results often involves refining your approach. We'll discuss strategies to assess and enhance your prompting techniques. And finally, we'll touch upon Gemini API fine-tuning, development, and security. This will provide an overview for those looking to integrate Gemini into their applications, customize its behavior, and ensure secure implementation. Alright, let's begin. Before we can write an effective prompt, we need to understand the tools that we are working with it. The first module is all about building that foundation. Will demystify what large language models are, explore how they work under the hood, and get introduced to the capabilities of Gemini family of models. This context is a key to understanding why certain prompting techniques work the way they do. So let's just dive in. Let's start with absolute basics of what are these LLMs we hear so much about. The name large language models tells a lot. Large refers to the truly massive scale of data that they have been trained on, essentially. A significant portion of the entire internet, countless books, or millions of lines of code. Think of it as a research assistant who has read every book in the world's biggest library. Because of the vast training, their language models, meaning they can understand the intricate patterns, context, and even subtle unwritten rules of human language. They don't just process words, they grasp the intent and meaning behind them. So now how do they perform this seemingly magical feat? At core, the process is surprisingly simple to understand. An LLM is a powerful prediction engine. When you give it a text, it calculates the most statistically likely word to come next. It's like your phone's autocomplete, but on a superhuman scale. The real breakthrough is the transformer architecture. This is the neural network design that allows model to look upon the entire prompt and decide which word are most important to the context. That's why if you ask a long complex question, it remembers the crucial details from the beginning of your prompt to formulate a coherent and relevant answer at the end. Now let's begin with an introduction to Google's Gemini. Gemini is Google's family of advanced AI models designed to handle a wide range of complex tasks. What sets Gemini apart is that it's natively multilingual, meaning it can understand reason across different types of data, not just text but also images, audio, and video. This makes it incredibly versatile for a variety of real world applications. Gemini also demonstrates advanced reasoning capabilities, allowing it to solve problems that require logical thinking, such as mathematical calculation and scientific analysis. These strengths make it highly effective for more demanding and knowledge intensive tasks. In terms of use cases, Gemini is well suited for content creation, code generation, data analysis, building intelligent chatbots, and even creating brainstorming. Its a powerful, flexible nature allows users across industries to unlock new possibilities with AI. Now let's go through the Gemini models one by one. First, we have Gemini 2.5 Pro, which is Google's most powerful and advanced model. It offers top level accuracy and performance, make it ideal for complex tasks such as coding, logical reasoning, and understanding multiple types of inputs, including both text and images. This model is designed for users who need the highest capabilities for demanding application. Next, we have Gemini 2.5 Flash, which provides a balanced mix of performance and affordability. It's a well suited for high volume, low latency tasks that require some level of reasoning. This makes it great choice for business handling a lot of queries or generating large amounts of content quickly. Finally, there is Gemini 2.5 Flash Lite, which is most lightweighted and cost efficient version. It's optimized for real-time use cases and high throughput applications where fast responses times are critical. But the tasks are relatively simple. Examples include real-time chat support or basic automation. Together, these modules offer flexibility, allowing users to choose the right version based on their performance, needs, and budget. Now, let's look on how Gemini can generate photos and videos. Gemini uses Google's Imagine 2 technology for visual content creation. To generate an image, users simply needs to provide a detailed descriptive text prompt that clearly explains the desired scene or subject. You can also specify the style, for example, whether you want photorealistic image, a watercolor painting, or any other artistic effect. In addition to this style, you can mention aspects like composition, lighting, and the mood or get more accurate results, while image generation is already well developed. Video generation is still emerging capability and it's being built on the same foundation principle of descriptive prompting and style control. This technology opens up exciting possibilities for creators, marketers, and educators who needs visual content tailored exactly to their needs. Now let's explore some fundamentals of prompt engineering. Prompt engineering is a art and science of the crafting effectively inputs for a large language models like Gemini. The goal is to design prompts that guide the model to produce accurate, useful, and relevant outputs. One of the key principles is to clarity and specificity. You should always direct and unambiguous in your request. Vague or confusing prompts often lead to unsatisfactory results. It's also important to provide context, which means including any relevant background information the model needs to understand the task properly. And finally, don't forget to guide the output. You can tell the model exactly what format, tone, or style you want, or even assign it as a persona to roleplay. By following these best practices, you can significantly improve the quality and reliability of AI generated content. Now let's talk about how to set up your environment to start working with Gemini. One of the easiest way is to begin by using Google's AI Studio, which is web-based tool designed for rapid prototyping and prompt experimentation. Think of it as a playground where you can test Gemini's capability in real time without needing to write any code. It's ideal for exploring different prompts, styles, text outputs, and learning how models respond. If you want to go further and integrate Gemini into your own application, you will need API access. This allows you to connect Gemini model to your software, automate tasks, or build intelligent tools. To get started with the API, you simply need to request an API key from the Google's AI developers website. Once you have that key, you can start building powerful AI-driven experiences using the Gemini. Let's walk through the first hands-on example of using a Gemini prompt. The goal here is to generate a simple 3-bullet point summary of a topic in this course. Our example prompt asks Gemini to summarize a concept of photosynthesis in 3 concise bullet points, specially tailored for a middle school student. This is great starting exercise because it helps you understand how to structure a clear, specific, and focused prompt. Once the model gives you a response, the next step is to analyze the result. Check whether the output is clearly accurate and easy to understand, and make sure it follows the requested bullet points format. Exercise like these helps you build prompt engineering skills and give you a better sense of how to control and guide Gemini's outputs. So we'll see how to generate a similar prompt here and give an introduction to the interface of Google Gemini. So to start with your journey of Google Gemini, you just need to search for Google AI Studio and click on the first link that appears. So here, as you can see, we have multiple things, but first they're going to ask you to accept few terms and conditions. You can just accept that. And here in your left side, you can see we have chatting, streaming, generating media, building history, and enabling saving. These are the options you get in your left side. You can generate any high scavenger hunt. There are few examples, URX context fields and other examples. And here you can see we have get API key. This is for developers who want to develop an app. They can easily just by one click get the API access, and we have a studio dashboard and the documentation regarding this Gemini. And here you can set to what version you prefer, and the costs are also being displayed here, and the features are also given, so you can choose accordingly whichever is appropriate for you. And we have token count, and you can set the temperature as discussed, and we have media revolution, which is low, medium, or by default, and we have thinking mode also set thinking budget and structured output and other options that you can use it. Now let's start with the chat prompt. So as discussed, we want photosynthesis to be explained with 3 bullet points. So let's give the same prompt and see the answer. So as mentioned, I've given the prompt of summarize the concept of photosynthesis in 3 concise bullet points specifically tailored for a middle school student. So let's see how this gives us. So here you go, here's the summary of concept of photosynthesis in 3 concise bullet points, and it actually has given me the entire answer in 3 points, making sure each has a heading to it. So we have plants make their own food to survive, and the meaning of the entire paragraph, and then similarly the next 2 points. And if you come here, the sources from where this information was also given, and if there are any other suggestions that you can give, you can go ahead. Next, we have to generate media. You can also stream, where you can talk. It's a voice generated architecture, and then we can generate media. Suppose let's give an example of creating media. Here are some examples which they have already created. Video is an ongoing process in Gemini, but photos, it's a fully fledged one. So it uses Imagen 2, which we'll be discussing in the later one. So let's say give me an image of say basic mountains with a river during the sunset or sunrise. So let's see what kind of a image it will generate. So as you can see, it has given me a beautiful picture which looks so natural with mountains and the road. If you want to specify a specific style, like give me in the retro format or a black and white image, you can mention that in the prompt and get most beautiful painting as the desired output that you want. Now that we have a solid understanding of what Gemini AI and the environment will be working in, it's the time to start communicating with it. This module is where the rubber meets the road. Will cover the fundamental everyday prompting techniques that will inform the basics of everything else we do. We'll learn about zero shot and few shot prompting, how to structure our request, and how to use parameters to control the AI output. Mastering these basics is the first step to getting predictable, high quality results. Let us understand what zero shot prompting means. Zero shot prompting is when you give the model a direct instruction without showing any prior examples of what you are expecting. It relies entirely on model pre-existing knowledge and training to understand and compute the task. This approach is useful when you want a quick and straightforward response. For instance, if you ask translate the phrase "Hello, how are you?" into Spanish, the model can handle that request even without being any given examples. While zero shot prompting is fast and simple, it works best for tasks the model is already familiar with and doesn't require much context for customization. Now let's take a look into few short prompting. In this approach, you will provide the model with a few examples or shots of the task you want to be performed. These examples are included directly in the prompt and help the model understand the desired format, tone, and logic. By seeing how the task is done, the model can better mimic the pattern when generating its own response. For instance, if you are providing example, a movie was brilliant, sentiment is positive, and I didn't like the food, sentiment is negative. The model learns how to label sentiment of statement. Few short prompting is especially useful when the task is a bit more nuanced or when you want to influence the style and structure of the output. To effectively interact with AI models, it's crucial to understand prompt structure, which typically comprises three key elements. The instruction, which is you clear command on your specific task you want the model to perform like. Write an email, the context providing essential background information that helps the model understand the bigger picture, such as to the team about the new project deadline. And finally, the input data, which is specific text or items to be processed. For example, the old deadline was July 20th and the new is July 27th. By combining these precious introductions with the relevant context and necessary input data, you guide the model to generate the accurate and tailored responses. To fine-tune Gemini's response, we control its output using three key parameters. Temperature ranging from 0 to 1 direct manages the randomness of the output, making it more predictable and factual at lower values. Top P, also from 0 to 1, controls the selection of words by considering a smaller pool of most probable words, serving as an alternative way to influence the diversity of the output. And max output tokens, which sets a strict limit on the length of the generated response, allowing you to manage verbosity. By adjusting these parameters, you gain significant length of Gemini's generated content. For this practical exercise, we'll begin by providing Gemini with a block of text which will serve you as a context, effectively giving the model the background information it needs. Following this context, your next step is to add clear instructions and a specific question which tells the Gemini exactly what you want it to do with the provided text. And illustrated in the example prompt structure, you will present your text document as a context as the following user question to the elite and answer from the model, allowing you to observe how efficiently context and clear instruction leads to precise responses. To make this concrete, let's look up one example on how this combined prompt structure. Imagine you have a short piece of text like displaying the following context. Now, as you can see, I've given a prompt which goes like the new product launch is scheduled for September 15 with an internal meeting set for August 20th to finalize marketing material. Customer feedback on the beta version has been overwhelmingly positive, particularly regarding its user-friendly and robust security features, which will be highlighted in all promotional campaigns. This is the context that we'll be giving. Now, based on this context, we need to provide a clear instruction and a question. For instance, if you want to know about the product's key strengths for marketing purposes, you can go and write the same. So now I would want to know the main selling points of a new product. So I'll give a question and answer format. So we have, based on the text above, identify the main selling points of a new product that should be highlighted in promotional campaigns. Now here we have given a brief context and a question answer basis followed by it. So we'll see how Gemini recreates it or gives the answer. So here you can see we have based on the text provided the main selling point of a new product that should be highlighted in promotional campaigns are its user-friendly interface and robust security features. This demonstrates how providing clear context and specific instructions allow Gemini to extract preciously the information you need. Now you can try with different types of context and a question answer basis and get the answers for whatever is required. Okay, now we have covered the basics and can now get a reliable response for straightforward tasks. In this next module, we are going to level up these advanced techniques. These advanced techniques are what separates a casual user from a true prompt engineer. We'll explore methods like chain of thought or encourage reasoning, self-consistency to improve reliability, and also power using templates for scalable solution. This is where we unlock Gemini's ability to solve true complex problems. Chain of COT prompting is a powerful technique that encourages the model to break down a problem into logical intermediate steps rather than just providing a direct answer. This is simply triggered by adding phrases like think step by step or show your work to prompt. The remarkable results in dramatic improvements in the model's performance on complex reasoning, logic, and mathematical problems as it forces the AI to process information sequentially. A significant added benefit is that it exposes the model's underlying reasoning process, making its decision making transparent and much easier to debug or understand its failures. Self-consistency is advanced prompting technique designed to improve the readability of answer and complex questioning by leveraging the model's own capacity for diverse reasoning. This achieved by first asking the same question multiple times, typically using higher temperature to encourage varied responses and different chain of thought paths. Subsequently, from these wire-generated outputs, you then select the most frequent or consistent answer, thereby increasing confidence in the final result by effectively having the model cross-verify its own reasoning across multiple. Knowledge generation prompting is technique that goes beyond simple information retrieval, focusing instead on synthesizing and structuring information onto comprehensive new content. You would see use it to create detailed guides, explanation, or study notes from scratch, asking the model to generate and organize information for a given topic. For example, a prompt like generate detailed study guide on cause of World War I include key figures, alliance, and pivotal events, structures with headings and bullet points. This prompt This prompt demonstrates how to guide the model to produce well-organized, in-depth knowledge rather than just a brief answer. To ensure consistent and high quality outputs, particularly when scaling operation, we employ prompt templates. This involves creating reusable structure prompts that incorporate placeholders, variables, guaranteeing that every prompt adheres to the same high quality format. This method is ideal for tasks like summarizing numerous customers' reviews or generating repetitive reports as it significantly minimizes human error in the prompt. For instance, a template should look like summarize the following customer review into the problem and resolution section, which is reviewing the customer's review text, where the placeholder is dynamically replaced, ensuring a standardized approach every time. Let's apply some of these concepts in real-world scenario through case study. Consider a common problem, a chatbot that frequently gives generic or incorrect answers to complex users to issue. To address this, we can strategically combine the prompting techniques we have discussed. Chain of thought prompting can be used for troubleshooting steps, guiding the chatbot to think logically. For example, first check out the power of a few short prompting is ideal for ensuring the chatbot handles sentiment and tone correctly by providing examples of desired conversational style. Lastly, prompt templates are invaluable for standardizing response to common repetitive queries like what are your business hours, ensuring consistent and accurate information for routine interactions. We have built a powerful toolkit of prompting techniques from basic to advanced. Now let's put that toolkit to work. In this module, we'll focus on two of the most common and valuable applications for Gemini: creating text generation and summarization. We'll look at how to prompt for different styles and tones from poems to blog posts and explore the different strategies of considering large amounts of information effectively. This is all about turning technical skills into practical content. Beyond factual tasks can also be an excellent creative partner for brainstorming, writing, and helping you generate ideas and build narratives. To effectively leverage its abilities, you need to provide clear parameters. Scientific, repeat. Start by defining the genre, whether it's fantasy or mystery, to set up the world. Next, the desired tone, such as humorous, suspensive, or to shape the emotional landscape of your writing. Crucially, provide a brief description for your characters and setting, giving Gemini concrete elements to work with. Finally, offer some plot points like starting the scene or core conflict to resolve to give AI clean direction for the stories. By structuring these input with these elements, you guide Gemini to produce creative outputs that align with your vision. When it comes to summarization, there are two primary techniques: extractive summarization and abstractive summarization. Extractive summarization directly pulls key substances and phrases from the source text, ensuring high factual accuracy with no new information introduced, making it ideal for precision critical documents like legal texts and technical papers. In this contrast, we have abstractive summarization, which generates entirely new sentences to capture main ideas of the source, resulting in more fluent and human-like summary that is the best suited for articles, reports, and conversations where consciousness and natural language flow are prioritized over direct quotation. A key aspect of guiding AI for writing is to explicitly instruct the model to adopt a specific persona or style, allowing you to control the output's characters. This means you can go just beyond telling it what to write and also tell it how to write. For example, you can tell it, write in the style of 19th century naturalist, or explain this concept in the way 5-year-old would understand. You can also guide its overall feel by asking it to adopt a formal academical tone or conversely rewrite this to be more casual and friendly. By providing these specific stylist and tonal cues, you ensure the generated text perfectly matches the intent, audience, and purpose. Gemini can streamline your content creating process by serving you as a partner through the entire workflow. This is typically begins with ideation, where you can brainstorm blog posts, titles, and outlines directly with Gemini to kickstart your creative processes. Next comes drafting, where you can utilize a detailed prompt to generate a comprehensive first draft of your content, saving significant time. Following, Gemini can be leveraged to rewrite section, meticulously check for grammar, and fine-tune the tone to perfection. Finally, for repurposing, you can effectively ask Gemini to transfer your finished article into various formats like social media posts, emails, newsletters, or concise summaries, maximizing your content's reach and impact across different platforms. For our next practical exercise, we are challenging Gemini to generate a 500-word blog post demonstrating its ability to create a structured content. To achieve this, we will provide a specific guidelines, which is the topic will be the benefit of remote work. The target audience is small business owners, guiding the perspective and language. The desired structure includes an introduction, three main benefits with examples and conclusion, ensuring a logical flow. And finally, the tone should be professional but approachable. To set the overall style by giving Gemini these precise parameters, we can expect a high tailored and useful output for our specific content need. So let's check what Gemini AI will answer us. So as you can see here, I'm copying and pasting the exact prompt that we had to execute. It's generate a 500-word blog post demonstrating its ability to create structure and content. To achieve this, we'll provide specific guidelines, and we have all the instructions regarding the tone and whose audience are targeted, etc. So we'll just see how it generates. So here you can see there is a heading for the essay, and it is given point by point of all the information that we needed to note down, and the tone will be for professionals and a little bit casual as according to the prompt. Having just explored Gemini's creativity and linguistic capabilities, we now pivot to the more analytical and logical side. This module focuses on two transformative use cases: building robust question and answering system and generating code. Learn how to make Gemini answer questions based on specific documents and how to prompt it to become a powerful coding assistant. These applications have a potential to dramatically boost productivity and automate complex information retrieval tasks. Building a robust question answering system with Gemini goes beyond simple Q&A by explicit providing context, often referred to as retrieval augmented generation or RAG. This process first involves three key steps. First, retrieve relevant documents that contain the necessary information to answer the user's query. Second, provide these retrieved documents as context within the prompt to Gemini. And finally, ask Gemini to answer the user's questions strictly based only that provide context, ensuring the response grounded in your specific data rather than models generation training knowledge. Gemini can handle a wide array of question types, and understanding how to frame your prompt for each yield the best results. Question, repeat. For factual question, you ask simple for direct piece of information like what is the capital of Australia. When seeking understanding, use explanatory prompts such as explain the concepts of black holes in simple terms. For comparative analysis, instruct the model to compare and contrast Python and Java for web development. Lastly, contextual question, always refer back to provided information. For example, based on provided article, what is the author's main argument, ensuring the answer is grounded to your specific data. Gemini is highly capable of generating code in dozens of languages, including Python, JavaScript, C++, SQL, making it a powerful tool for developers. To effectively use its code for generation, you should describe the function or program you want to execute in plain English, clearly outlining its purpose and expected behavior. It's also crucial to specify the programming language and any libraries you intend to use, providing the model with necessary context for accurate code. For instance, a clear prompt would be write a Python function that takes a list of numbers and returns the average, which is directly guided by Gemini to produce a desired code. Beyond generating new code, Gemini can be valuably debugging pattern, significant speeding up your deployment process. When faced with any issue, you can simply paste the code that has no error, then describe the error message or an unexpected behavior you're observing. Subsequently, you clearly ask Gemini to find the bug in this code or explain error message in the plain terms of leveraging its understanding of programming language. Furthermore, you're not limited to just fixing errors. You also request code optimization to make it more efficient or ask for addition of comments to improve readability and maintainability. Let's look at the practical application, a case study. Studying involved deploying a code assistant tool, specially to create a VS Code extension that helps deployers. This powerful tool integrates Gemini to provide several key features for code generation. Users can type comment and Gemini generates a corresponding code. For explanation, deployers can highlight code and Gemini explain what it does. And for debugging, users provide their code and an error and Gemini suggests to fix it. Crucially, all these intelligent features are implemented by effectively calling the Gemini API with carefully crafted prompts, showcasing how targeted prompting can build complex real-world AI applications. So far, we have learned how to build a wide variety of things with Gemini. But a critical question remains, how do we know if our prompts are any good? This module is arguably one of the most important. We'll shift our focus on creating prompts to refining them. We'll discuss how to define a clear matrices for success, how to A/B test different prompts version, and how to analyze failures to create a continuous cycle of improvement. This is how we go from writing good prompts to engineering great ones. When evaluating the quality of AI's response, especially in the context of a prompt, we consider several components to determine if a prompt is good. These key criteria include accuracy, where we assess if the answer is factually correct, and for system if it aligns perfectly with the source material. Fluency checks if the language used natural, grammatically correct and easy to read, ensuring a smooth user experience. And relevance, determining if the response directly addresses the user prompt, adheres to all given instruction, thereby fulfilling the user's intent effectively. To systematically optimize your prompts and ensure the best performance for a given task, we employ A/B testing prompts. This creates four-step process. First, create two prompts A and B designed for exact same task. Second, run the identical set of inputs through both prompts to ensure a fair comparison. Third, compare the output matrices using your predefined such as accuracy, fluency, or relevance to objectively assess their quality. And finally, choose the prompt that consistently perform better based on your evaluation, allowing for data-driven prompt refinements. To continuously improve your interactions with Gemini, it's crucial to analyze its response, particularly by looking for patterns and failures. There are several common issues to watch for: hallucinations, where the model makes up facts that are not true. Following problems indicating Gemini ignored a part of your prompt, such as specific format requirements. Verbose brevity issues, meaning the output was either too talkative or too for your needs, and tones. Mismatch, where they generated text inappropriate style or voice. By recognizing these patterns, you can refine your prompts and patterns to guide Gemini towards more accurate and useful outputs. Understanding that prompt engineering is a continuous cycle, not one-time task, is fundamental for achieving optimal results with AI models. This iterative prompt refinement process involves a systematic loop. First, you write an initial prompt, then you test it with various inputs to see how it performs across different scenarios. Next is to analyze the failures or areas where the response didn't meet exceptions. Based on the analysis, you'll refine the prompt to address those shortcomings, and finally, you repeat this entire process until the prompt consistently yields the desired high quality outputs. To efficiently manage and scale your prompt engineering efforts, especially in professional environments and platforms, are essential. These specialized tools are designed to help you manage, test, and deploy prompts systematically. Their key features include prompt versioning and history, allowing you to track changes and revert to previous iteration, robust A or B testing, and evaluation frameworks for empirical comparing prompts performance, capabilities for seamless collaboration with team members on prompt development, and crucial functionalities for monitoring prompt performance directly in production, ensuring ongoing optimization and reliability. We have reached our final module, which covers the crucial last mile of taking a great prompt from the prototype to the real world product. We'll discuss the technical details of using the Gemini API, when to consider fine tuning, and how to deploy your application using cloud technologies. Crucially, we'll also cover the non negotiable topics of prompt security to prevent misuse and ethical principles of responsible AI development. This section is all about bringing your ideas to life safely and effectively. To integrate Gemini's powerful capabilities into your own application, you will utilize the Gemini API, which serves as a direct communication channel with the Gemini models. This interaction begins with authentication, typically using API keys to securely identify your project and control access. For usage, you send a structured request comprising your prompt and any desired parameters like temperature or maximum output tokens, and in return, you will receive a structured response from the model. To simplify this integration process, SDKs are readily available for popular programming languages such as Python, Go, and Node.js, abstracting away much of all the complexity of direct API calls. Beyond advanced prompting techniques, fine tuning Gemini represents the process of further training the model on your own specific curated data, thereby adapting it to particular domain, writing style, or specialized tasks. While effective prompting goes a long way, fine tuning can lead a significant higher quality results for very specialized use cases where generic knowledge isn't sufficient. This powerful technique, however, requires a meticulously curated dataset of high quality examples that truly represents the desired output and domain, as a quality of the fine tuning heavily depends on the data provided. Once you have developed your Gemini powered application, the next crucial step is deploying Gemini to make your application available to users. This primarily involves leveraging cloud platforms such as Google Cloud, which provides a robust infrastructure necessary for hosting your application and managing its backend. Alternatively, for a more cost effective approach to running the background code that can call Gemini API, you can utilize serverless functions like Cloud Functions, where you can only incur cost when your code is actively executed, offering a scalable and efficient development model without managing servers. Once your Gemini powered applications goes live, continuous monitoring Google Gemini becomes absolutely essential to ensure optimal performance and operational health. There are several key things to track: API latency to ensure response are delivered quickly, error rates to identify any failing API calls and underlying issues, cost to vigility monitor your API usage and manage your budget effectively, and critically response quality, which involves collecting users' feedback on running automated checks to confirm the AI's output remaining accurate, relevant, and useful over the time. Prompt security is a critical aspect when deploying any public facing large language model application to prevent maliciously manipulation. The primary concern is prompt injection, which occurs while malicious users input text designs to trick the model into ignoring its original instructions or performing united actions. To defend against this, effective techniques include using strong wounded instructions within your system prompt, such as ignore all previous instructions, as well as robust input sanitization and validation to filter out harmful input, and crucially using delimiters to clearly separate your instructions from the user's input, creating a boundary that the model is less likely to breach. Deploying AI is a special. So now let's discuss about the ethics in AI development. Deploying AI, especially powerful models like Gemini, carries significant responsibility, making ethics in AI development a paramount concern. This field guides by several key principles such as fairness and biases requires us to ensure the model doesn't generate biased or unfair outputs, prompting equitability treatment. Transparency means being clear with users about when they interact with an AI, forecast trusting. Safety involves implementing robust safeguards to prevent the generation of harmful or dangerous content. Finally, accountability necessitates having clear process for addressing issues and incorporating users' feedback, ensuring we can respond responsibly to any challenges that arise. Congratulations on completing LLM prompting with Gemini. From fundamentals through application, you have embarked on a comprehensive journey transferring from a no voice to a proficient Gemini prompt engineer. Throughout this course, you have gained a deep understanding of LLM, explored vast capabilities of Google Gemini, and mastered a wide array of prompting technology from fundamental zero shot and few shot methods to advanced strategies like chain of thought and knowledge generation. You have also learned how to apply Gemini practical use cases, including creating writing, summarization, robust question and answering system, and even code generation. Beyond that, you now possess a critical skills to evaluate and refine prompts, ensuring optimal performance and relevance, and understand the crucial aspects of API integration, fine-tuning, deployment, and responsible AI development. The world of LLMs is dynamic and constantly expanding, and your journey as a prompt engineer is being just begin. We encourage you to continue experimenting, building, and innovating with Gemini. Leverage the knowledge and techniques you have acquired to solve real-world problems, create groundbreaking applications, and contribute to the exciting future of AI. Keep exploring, keep learning, and keep prompting.
Staying ahead in your career requires continuous learning and upskilling. Whether you're a student aiming to learn today's top skills or a working professional looking to advance your career, we've got you covered. Explore our impressive catalog of certification programs in cutting-edge domains, including data science, cloud computing, cybersecurity, AI, machine learning, or digital marketing. Designed in collaboration with leading universities and top corporations, and delivered by industry experts, choose any of our programs and set yourself on the path to career success. Click the link in the description to know more.
Hi there, if you like this video, subscribe to the Simplilearn YouTube channel and click here to watch similar videos. To nerd up and get certified, click here.